My guest came in prominence 23 years ago with her unique concept about fashion. She doesn't get attention only for her beauty, but her exceptional personality. She's a woman of conviction, not only a world renowned fashion designer, but her social activities won million hearts. Ognimitra Paul, a brand for those who want to leave an impression. Hi, Ognimitra Paul. Namaste. Hi, Ognimitra. Such a beautiful video. It
Hi,
shows it
namaskar.
all.
Namaskar, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's a really an honor to have you in our show.
And it's a pleasure to be there. I mean, it's so wonderful. It's a different Sunday morning for me. Completely different Sunday morning.
It is absolutely different evening for us too. And I want to surrender. I want to confess something before we start the conversation. So, when I was planning to do your interview, I was talking to you. I planned it in a different way how to start it. But during this time of West Bengal, when West Bengal is experiencing such a devastation of Amphan, we really would like to
Yes.
know how how you all are recovering, how big is the devastation over there, and how is the situation right now over there. So if you can just let us know about that one, because we are over here. There are lots of viewers whose parents are there, their family members over there. They could not connect with them for several days, right? So how is the situation over there, Ognimitra, right now?
Yes, I want to tell all your viewers that we from West Bengal, we came across this cyclone called Amphan. It's a disaster. We have come across a lot of cyclones in the past. But this cyclone at the speed of almost 133 kilometer per hour in Calcutta and almost 165, 70, 80 kilometer per hour in Sundarban areas, it was a devastation. And we in Calcutta, we the people of Calcutta, we are suffering. Till now, there are places where there is no electricity, no water, no medicine. Then you can imagine what is happening at the outskirts, at the villages. The mud houses has been just demolished, and people are really in a very, very bad state. And this is the reason, also because we started with this topic that I would request, all the people of America, whether Americans, whether Indians, whether Bengali, whether non-Bengali, everybody please come forward and support the people of West Bengal. And I would also like to, if you allow me, I would like to recite a poem, if it's okay with you, regarding this Amphan cyclone. Can I?
Of course. We would love
Okay.
to see different Ognimitra today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
তুমি একা ভাত খাবে, ওরা কেউ খাবে না। নিরাপদে তুমি শোবে, ওরা কেউ শোবে না। বাংলা শেখেনি আজও একা একা বাঁচতে, দুর্গা পুজোর ঢাকে একা একা নাচতে। আল্লাহ যিশুর চোখও আজ বড় ছলো ছলো, এত বড় দুর্যোগে তুমি ভালো আছো বলো? জানি তুমি ভালো নেই, কেউ ভালো নেই বলে, তুমি হাত বাড়ালেই দুর্যোগ যাবে চলে। তোমারই অপেক্ষায় কোটি কোটি অসহায়, তুমি জেগে উঠো নেই, কালো মেঘ কেটে যায়। একটু খাবার চাই, সামান্য অর্থ, একটু এগিয়ে এসো, যতটা সামর্থ্য। এটা তো তোমার দেশ, ওরা তো তোমার লোক, তুমিও তো চাও বলো বাংলার ভালো হোক। কেউ একা পারবে না এ ধাক্কা সইতে, 10 জন এক হলে পারবো তা বইতে। পাচ্ছ তো শুনতে অভাবের কান্না, চাল চুলো উড়ে গেছে, বন্ধ যে রান্না। করোনায় কেড়েছিল তারকের বাবাকে, আমফানে টেনে নিল রহিমের চাচাকে। ধান ক্ষেত ধুয়ে সাফ, যেন ধুধু প্রান্তর, তছনছ সবুজেরা শান্তি দীপান্তর। অভাবের উঠোনেতে বেঁচে থাকা কিছু তোমার প্রত্যাশায় হয়ে আছে কি শুনছো চুপ করে? নামবে না তোমারও তো বড় মন, এ কথা তারারা জানে। একটু তাকিয়ে দেখো, সবাই তো এগিয়েছে, আর্তের কাছে এসে সবাই তো দাঁড়িয়েছে। তোমার ওপর আজ আমাদের আশা, হাতে হাত ধরি চলো, ময়দানে নেমে শ্রমিকের হাতে কাজ, কারখানা খুলে যাবে, মাঠেতে চাষির দল আবার লাঙল দেবে। সব্বার হাতে কাজ, পেট ভরা ডাল ভাত, সব সম্ভব হবে বাড়ালে তোমার বাংলার মুখ আজ। তোমারই প্রতীক্ষা, একটু সাহায্যেই সব ঠিক হয়ে যায়। তুমি একা ভাত খাবে, ওরা কেউ খাবে না। নিরাপদে তুমি রবে, ওরা কেউ রবে না। থ্যাংক ইউ।
What a beautiful, beautiful poem.
হ্যাঁ,
Beautiful.
I think it
I would
like
request you,
the
yeah,
people
if you
of
can tell a little bit
like
gist of it for
yeah,
our.
this is about the the story of a cyclone where people have been devastated. They don't have food. They don't have the minimum requisites of life. So it is like pleading that come forward and support. Be by the people of Bengal. Let us all be by the people of Bengal. That's it.
Beautiful. I think people would already understand by your posture and the way you are saying, like, what is the actual feelings, behind this poetry. But no, it is like over here also, I can see there's a lot of fundraising. They're doing lots of fundraising also for West Bengal Amphan cyclone.
Right.
But it's like
Right.
one after another. First it's Corona, lockdown, and
Yes.
now.
Yes. Yes. It is a devastation because with Corona also, though we are at a very good place, India stands at a very good place compared to the other developing countries, including USA. But in Bengal, things are a little different, a little out of hand. Though we are trying to control it, but it's spreading like wildfire. And again, it's difficult. It's almost 3 months have passed. So people are also, they don't have money. Economically, they are going down. You can't go out because of lockdown. There is fear that you might get infected. So it's a very weird kind of situation, and people are traumatized. What to do, how to balance life economically as well as save lives. So I think it's a very very difficult state that we are going through, very very difficult. And I don't know, I think sometimes I feel that probably this is sent by God. I'm a very God fearing woman. I'm a very spiritual woman, but I feel that uh, we haven't respected the earth. We haven't shown our respect for nature. We haven't shown our respect for other human beings. We haven't shown our respect for the animals. So I think it's a curse from God for the time being, to show that you humans, I mean, try to control yourself. Enough is enough. You have been so selfish. You have been just bothered about your life, your family, your career. You haven't respected anything. So it's high time that you change your lifestyle. So I think, let us learn from this disaster that we are going through, especially corona. Amphan, of course, it's a natural calamity, but this international disaster. I mean, I haven't. I think you also, our forefathers haven't seen something like this, where one little virus is kind of challenging the human existence. Entire world is affected. A single thing. This is Third World War. So humanity has come to see that without bombing, without firing, without arms, there can be a war. This is a war that we are facing right now.
Of course, of course. And I know you didn't mention about it. Like you are offering help to the small scale industries in designing also low cost and effective protective gears. You are also distributing in different areas for the corona situation and everything. You want to say like you're distributing food
Yes,
also
to
and
myself,
masks.
yes, everybody, yes, everybody is coming forward. We are at a much better situation. I feel so privileged, and those few privileged people, we are coming forward. Everybody is distributing ration, medicine, tarpaulin, of course, grain. So I would also take this opportunity through your television, that people of USA, if you can come forward and help in any way, by sending funds, by sending medicines, tarpaulin, grains, anything. Because you see, in places like Sundarban, in North Chobbish Pargana, South Chobbish Pargana, Mednipur, Boshirhat, in these places, the mud houses are underwater now. It's half underwater. So you can imagine the families are sitting on the road. They are now taking shelter on the road, because till now the food grains haven't reached them. So it's a very, very pathetic situation, and probably we who are staying in plush flats and bungalows, we wouldn't be able to imagine also what they are going through, those people. So please, I would request all my friends and viewers, please come forward and stand by the people of Bengal.
Thank you. Like as I said before, because of all your work, you already 1 million hearts, and I'm sure people are watching and they will come forward more after
Sure.
listening to you too. So, Ognimitra, before Ognimitra became Ognimitra Paul, how was she? Like, how was that girl? What she used to do?
I come from a very small town called Asansol, which is, I'll not say a very small town. Now it's developed. Called Asansol, which is around 4 hours from Calcutta. It's on the outskirts. And my schooling is from Loreto Convent, Asansol. We are two sisters. My dad is a doctor, a pediatrician. My mom is a homemaker. And it's a typical Bengali middle class family. My mom always, asked us to concentrate on studies. So basically, we didn't have television that time. We didn't have cell phones. Television came at a much later stage. I think around when I was in class 9 or 10, we got television. Phones was like, I didn't get it, and after marriage, I got a phone. So things were very simple that time. And school, coming back from school, in during summer holidays, winter holidays, doing some painting, reading storybooks. That's it. And it was a very, I think it was a very simple world. I always thought of being a doctor because my dad is a doctor.
Oh, okay.
And I sat for my joint entrance examination, a competitive examination which you have to pass through to get into medical or engineering. I My name was in the waiting list, and I had to. Probably get into dentistry. So, BHARAT. So there was, I didn't want to get into dentistry. So my parents asked me that it was my childhood dream, to be a doctor. So they asked me that, why don't you go to the south of India, and get yourself enrolled in a private college by giving donation. But I didn't really want to get into a private college and spend my dad's hard-earned money. So I went to South India to get myself enrolled. I came back. I didn't get enrolled. I came back, and I joined botany honors in Asansol BB College. After doing my graduation, again, yeah, you have to do something, because something which my mom always told us, me and my sister, is that you need to be financially independent before you do anything, and that was always in my head. That was a very difficult time, because it was a childhood dream of being a doctor, and that getting, coming to an end, not getting into medical, not, getting into a medical college, coming back to Asansol, getting into botany honors. And botany was a subject which I didn't like at all. Did my graduation, and then everybody was doing MBA that time. So I thought, probably I'll try for MBA. And I, applied for MBA in Jadavpur University, got through MBA, and I started doing, studying MBA that time. So MBA was a 3 years course, which was an evening course. I had morning time. And I used to stay as a paying guest in Kolkata. And in the paying guest, there were, other students, other people, other women, who were working women, and everybody was, used to go out in the morning, and I was the only one at home in the paying guest. And I used to be so bored, and so frustrated. And then while doing my MBA, I suddenly came across an ad in the paper that fashion designing course is starting. So I thought, I have time in the morning, because it was my evening class. So let me just join, just for the, because I liked. And my mom was always very strict about, being, buying new clothes, or putting on lipstick or makeup, that time, because my mom was like, very conservative. Still now, she's very conservative, and she used to say that, everything can be done later on, once you are established. So, when you are stopped from doing something, you always want to do that more. So that attraction towards fashion, new clothes, designing new clothes, was something which was always there in myself. And so I applied for the fashion designing course, and I got through. So that was a time, which was a very interesting time in Calcutta, when I was doing my fashion designing course as well as my MBA. And after first year of fashion designing, I got a job also as a designer.
Okay.
And that was in a very reputed boutique of Calcutta. So when I joined that boutique, uh, my days were more busier. I used to work from 10 to 2, and then 2 to 4 it was my off time, but I was still there. I used to be in the store, and 4 o'clock was my fashion class. So 4 to 6 I used to go for my fashion class, and then 6 to 9 I used to go to Jadavpur for my MBA class. So I was completely busy, and that was a, a big turnaround for me in my life, getting that job, because I wasn't a very good student. I was a very good academic. I was a very good student, but designing wise, I wasn't a very good student, because I didn't have that exposure. My mom never gave me that exposure. I didn't know what was happening in Bollywood, nor in Tollywood, nor in Hollywood. But what I did was, because I was free in the morning, I used to sketch a lot. So I had a lot of sketches ready, a lot of designs ready, which we weren't supposed to do. That's called a portfolio, that we are supposed to do at the end of first year. And when this store, came for this interview, I, being a very ordinary student in the class, I had my sketches ready, and that got me the job. There were other students who were much better than me, but because I had my sketches ready, and I was a very hardworking girl.
You
I
didn't
think
waste
I'm
any
still
time. You
I
didn't
didn't waste
waste
any
any time.
time. No. And I had my so many sketches ready, and they were like, absolutely awestruck seeing my designs, and I got that job. And that was a start. I passed out in 1997 when I launched my label also. I passed out MBA and designing the same year, but I decided that I will pursue designing and not MBA. But nothing goes waste in life. I believe very strongly nothing goes waste in life. So the MBA, which the training, the course that I did from Jadavpur definitely helped me in running my business, my brand. So I launched my label in 1997, and it's almost 23 years that I am here in this line, in this profession.
That's amazing. Like sounded like I'm listening to a movie script or something, you know. I will not say a bumpy ride, but what a wonderful ride you had.
And
Wow.
actually, I whenever I had planned something, God had different plans for me. I thought of being a design. I thought of being a doctor, and God had different plans for me. I became a designer. I always was fascinated by films because during childhood, my mom was very strict. She never allowed us to watch films, and I was so passionate about Bollywood films, especially. And she was like, no, you will see just Sound of Music or probably Sholay. We watched Masoom, these few films that we watched during childhood. So after while designing, while in 1997 when I launched my label, Manish Malhotra was coming into the limelight, and he was designing for Urmila Matondkar and Raja Hindustani, Karishma. So I was really fascinated. I thought that if Manish can do, why can't I? So I thought of going to Bollywood and trying out my luck. And I was married then. So my in-laws were very skeptical, that I should go to Bollywood because still now, films, movies are supposed to be a very bad world. So I told my dad, he's a busy practitioner, child specialist. So I said, Dad, please, can you come with me? And Dad agreed. Of course, always he's there by me. He's a great support for me always. And you know how dads and fathers relationship are. We went to Mumbai. I didn't get an appointment. I didn't have any appointment. We went there, and after 7 days, I got an appointment from Sridevi Kapoor, our Sridevi. And she gave me around 10-15 minutes time. I remember going to her house in Lokhandwala called Green Acres, where she lived. And I went there, and she was pregnant that time with her second child. Kushi was supposed to be born. I went there with my dad, and the appointment, which was for 15 minutes, I think it went for almost 45 minutes to 1 hour. She saw my designs. She loved it. I said, Didi, please give me a chance. You were doing so many. She was producing a lot, many films that time, Boni Kapoor production. I said, Didi, please give me a chance to design in one of your films. She said, okay, you design for me, and then if I think you're good, I will definitely, give you that chance. So I started designing her personal wardrobe. And after 3 months, I got a call from her that, Agni, can you come to Mumbai? I want you to design for Isha Deol, Himaji's daughter, for the film Koi Mere Dil Se Pooche. And, it was by God's grace that I designed with Manish Malhotra in that film. So that was my first Bollywood stint, which started like that. So
How
I
you felt?
really,
Like you went there, you designed for the Bollywood actors. How you like? How was that experience? You know?
dream come true. It was a dream come true. Because I, coming from a small town like Asansol, we have grown watching movies like Chandni and Nagina, these kind of films. And there Devi is sitting with me in the same sofa is something which is like, which was a dream come true. And then working with her, going to Hemaji's house, taking measurements of, Isha Diol, meeting Hemaji, and it was absolutely wonderful to see Hemaji, the Basanti. I mean, how many times I have watched Sholay, God only knows. To see Hemaji there, then I met Subhash Ghai. Subhash Ghai ji, Devi sent me to Subhash Ghai to meet him. And I remember, when I was there sitting with her in she's house, Dee's house, she's calling Subhash ji and saying, Subhash ji, I'm sending this girl to you. Please see her designs. I remember, आपको मालूम है वो जब नीता लुल्ला को हम लोग देखे थे तो उस टाइप का मेरे को लगा. So
Oh
that was a
wow.
comparison that we made, and I'm so happy. I still remember these words. I miss her so much. I mean, it was so
Oh,
unfortunate that she left us so early.
true, true. We lost a star. That's true. Talking about all those fashion designing, we have some Lakme Fashion Week video. Shall we watch it first?
Oh, that will
Yeah.
be lovely.
What a
Such lovely
charming,
memories.
charming.
Lovely memories. And
Lovely. I think, you know what,
it was a
Agnimitra?
wonderful.
I think because
Yes, tell me.
you need to thank to your mom because I think you did not watch like all the movies while you were growing up. So that's why your style is such a unique. You know, it's very unique. Like all the way they were draping,
Yes,
even the
of
way,
course,
right?
of
So
course.
you should
I
thank
mean,
your mom
my
also because of
aesthetic
that.
sense. I always do that. I always do that, and it's not only for not allowing us to watch movies, but also the aesthetic sense that she has instilled in us. I think that's because there is so much of beauty. Like in Bengal, you are a Bengali, so you would know. Or draping a simple cotton printed sarees, a nice bindi, little bit of lipstick or maybe without lipstick. Very simple, but there is so much of class in this kind of fashion. So I think this entire thing of aesthetics has come from her, definitely.
It
And
shows
talking about this
wonderfully.
collection, this was a collection which was inspired by the Madhubani painting of Bihar, and my women karigars, my artisans, they had done the entire collection. It's all hand painted,
Oh wow.
and it was, and the music was also from Bihar. The music that we used for the show. And I thank Vinay, Vinay Pathak, a wonderful actor, such a versatile actor, to agree to be my showstopper. And he has never actually walked the ramp before that. So it was
Oh.
a wonderful team effort. Yeah, just lovely memories.
Ognimitra, like when we are talking about your fashion shows, the viewers want to know about your first fashion show. I think it's on ITC Sundarban. That was the one. You
Oh
want to
yes,
share that story?
yes, yes, yes. That was again an interesting incident. That's my first fashion show. We planned it with Maestro Tonmoy Bosch, the percussionist. So Tonmoyda and myself, I'm like my first fashion show. I think it was around 1998 or 99. I think probably. I don't remember the year. So it was a big fashion show. We planned it. There was a event manager. I don't want to name him here, and the date has been fixed. The cards are distributed. Suppose tomorrow is my show, and today my event manager comes and tells us that the event needs to be cancelled because we haven't got sponsors. So we were shocked. You can understand. The cards have been distributed, everything is done, and my models are supposed to travel the next day from Mumbai. My choreography is supposed to travel from Mumbai. Everything has been done. We had to cancel the show because there was no sponsors. They said that he said we can't do it. We canceled the show and we promised. We went there. We went to the hotel ITC where we were supposed to have the show that day on that same evening, and we had to stand there and apologize because many people, they didn't get the message, that the show has been cancelled and there were guests coming in. So we stood at the portico and we were like, saying, we are sorry that the program is cancelled and we are coming back in the next 1 month. And we did that. We came back in the next 1 month. And I'm very thankful to my husband, because he had organized the entire show. He funded the entire show. and we had an amazing show. We had traffic girls who had walked the ramp, and the idea was given by Tanmoida. Uh, Different color of the sky during the day, from early morning till evening and night till late night. The color of the sky which changes with every passing hour, and his music was based on the rag of the music. According, in the morning you have a different rag, in the afternoon you have a different rag, in the evening you have a different rag. So my collection was about color of the sky, and his part was with the rag, and in between there were classical dance of Indian classical dance. Like in the morning, we started with Mohiniyattam. Then in the afternoon, we had Odissi. In the evening, we had Kathak. So, it was a beautiful show, and it was a super hit. I mean, even now people talk about that show. It was so wonderful.
Well, I can like visualize it, when you're talking about the colors and the rags, I can visualize and I can
Yes,
literally hear it.
yes,
And we also
yes,
know,
yes,
like you
absolutely.
worked with the acid survivors also, right? So only not the beautiful one were your models, but the inner beautiful people. They're also you also worked with them also, right? So from where you got this concept, Ognimitra? Because we see in the ramp, we see all those size 0 or size 2 models, right? But bringing these acid survivors who are like beautiful, I totally agree, like beautiful people who agreed also to come walk on the ramp, because I think it's not easy for them to come in the limelight, right? It's not easy for everybody to
Yes,
come like that. So how
yes.
was that experience, and from where you got that idea to bring them up?
See, I always, my individual shows are always for a cause. That's something which I have always stuck to. And other than, fashion weeks and things like that, where it's a very professional show. But otherwise, when I'm doing my own personal show, it's always for a cause. So when I'm thinking about a cause, like I have worked with visually challenged children. I started my career, the show that I spoke to you right now in ITC, it was about traffic girls. So while thinking on this, one day I was thinking that why not work with the acid burn victims? I will not say victims, but I would say survivors. I'll just so I worked with these girls, and this was a show which was planned in Bangladesh.
Okay.
So it was in Bangladesh that we planned, and we traveled to Bangladesh, and it was sponsored by a channel, and they were so impressed by the concept that they wanted to show it live. You will not believe there were three stars of Dhaka, who came forward to see this show, and there were acid burnt survivors. All my dresses, all my saris were auctioned, and we raised, I think, 7.5 lakhs in that 1.5 hours show. And that check was given to them on the ramp live. So that was a wonderful, event. I did again, the same thing I did in Calcutta also. In 2018, I did. So again, I repeated that in Calcutta. No, not 2018. I did, yeah, 2018 I did one show. 2019 also I did one show. We did two shows in Calcutta. So that was wonderful, and they were also so happy. I mean, the girls are so they have so much of confidence right now with with changing times, with so many good people supporting them. It is not about the external beauty, and you will
Of
not
course.
imagine the girls who walk the ramp for me. There was a girl who, when she got married, she was thrown acid. Her husband and her mother-in-law had thrown acid on her because she gave birth to a baby girl. It wasn't a boy. She gave birth to a baby girl, so she was thrown acid on her, and then she left her in-laws. She came out with her daughter, and she was staying alone. She was working, and she raised her daughter. And the daughter was 18 years of age, 2 years back, I'm saying. Uh, Her daughter fell in love with a boy, and that boy had ditched her, and the daughter committed suicide. The only support that she had in her life, her daughter, she also left her mother. After that, also, she is so strong. I mean, I salute her and her kind of women. We crib, we feel sad with little things in our lives, little failures of our life. But look at these kind of women. After losing everything, her face is totally burned because of the acid. She's still happy. She's still carrying on with her life. And she was one of my showstoppers. These
They are
are
the
the
sheroes.
showstoppers. Yes, of course. They are the real heroes.
They are.
So that was something, this show was something which was very close to my heart. Another show which I started with, in ITC, about the traffic girls. I did the same show again 2 years back. And there also, there were Tollywood personalities who supported my show. There was Srijit, there was June, there was Payal, a lot of film stars who were there. And Onindo of Chandrubindu, he had sung the song live. And these girls were there. They are not supposed to show their face. It's a law or rule from the Supreme Court. So they had to cover their face with a little chiffon cloth. But they were so confident. They said, Didi, why should I cover my face? But it was a rule, so they had to cover. And they were very confident, very happy with the show. And again, that show was something which was very close to my heart.
That's like I was getting all the goosebumps while listening to all these lovely, the encouraging stories. We are so lucky to have everything and still we complain, but we should listen to these stories more. And in spite of
Absolutely.
you being in a fashion designing industry, you think about them. That's a big thing. That's a big
I
thing.
always, probably when I was a child, I wasn't that inclined. But, after coming to Calcutta, getting married, getting into the real struggling world, I felt, about these people. When I had my second show in Lakme Fashion Week, uh, my show was on Katha. Everybody knows about Katha, the craft of Bengal. We are so proud of. So I did a collection on Katha, and that was my second collection. And these were done by the very poor artisans of Birbhum. It's a district in West Bengal, and I thought of making them showstoppers. My artisans, who are the backbone of every designer. We designers come to the forefront, but actual the work is done by the artisans. So I told two of the girls that, will you come with me to Mumbai? You'll be my showstopper. They didn't know what is showstopper. They never had come to Calcutta, so leave alone Mumbai. So we traveled together. We were there, and in a fashion week, you need a PR agent so that you are covered, you are publicized, your work is publicized because there is so much of competition. So many designers from all over India as well as abroad. So I didn't have much money. I still don't have, but that time I didn't have much money at all to spend on my PR. So I said, okay, let it be. Whatever, how much, whatever publicity I get, it's okay with me. So my show happened, and I walked with these two artisan ladies, covering their head with a dupatta. I think you have seen the pictures.
Yes, I did.
He walked the ramp with me. And you will not believe, the next day, my picture, the picture of our show with I walking with the two artisans, were there at the front page of Bombay Times.
Wow.
So without any PR, without anything, these are the things for which you don't need to spend money. It touches every human soul. It touches my soul, it will touch your soul, it will touch a Mumbai journalist's soul also. So, that happened the next day, and we were stunned. So, where other people wanted cricketers and Bollywood artists as showstoppers, I thought, why not my artisans? And after that, the trend started of, walking with your artisans and craftsmen. But I started it long back. I'm very happy about it that,
You're
this
the
trend was
pathfinder.
started, and they are getting their dues. They need to get their dues.
They do, they do. But Ognimitra, you touch somebody else's heart too. Not in India, but somewhere else, right? You gifted her, shall I say the name? Hillary Clinton. You
Yes,
gifted her your work and she recognized it and she sent you a letter,
yes,
right?
yes,
That's
yes, yes.
wonderful. We have the
Absolutely.
video. Before we listen from you, we have the video. So, shall we
Yeah,
see the video?
of course. Please, I would love to.
Okay.
হিলারি ক্লিন্টন যখন কলকাতা সফরে এসেছিলেন তখন ফ্যাশন ডিজাইনার অগ্নিমিত্রা পাল তাকে শাল উপহার দেন। সেই উপহার পেয়ে খুশি হয়ে ধন্যবাদ জানিয়ে অগ্নিমিত্রাকে চিঠি পাঠিয়েছেন হিলারি ক্লিন্টন। তার থেকে ধন্যবাদ পত্র পেয়ে খুশি অগ্নিমিত্রাও।
উনি আমাকে একটা চিঠি পাঠিয়েছেন, উনি নিজে সই করে থ্যাংক ইউ লিখে উনি চিঠিটা আমাকে পাঠিয়েছেন। আই রিয়েলি কান্ট বিলিভ ইট। মানে আমরা বলি যে আমি ভীষণ ব্যস্ত, করতে পারলাম না এই কাজটা ওই কাজটা, কিন্তু আজকে ওনার মতো মহিলা আমার মনে হয় না ওনার থেকে ব্যস্ত কেউ হতে পারে। আজ 5-6 মাস পরে উনি আমাকে মনে রেখেছেন।
What a recognition. Wow. Do you have the letter with you
Yeah,
right now?
I have. Yes, I in fact I got it, just to show it to you and your viewers.
Oh, perfect.
I would love to show it to you.
Beautiful.
Can you see?
I can see it. Yeah, I can see her sign over there. Is that
Yes,
letter? So, how you
yes.
celebrated when you got the letter? How you celebrated?
Oh, see, I met her. I think during, I don't remember the month. Probably it was March or April. She had come to Calcutta, and we were invited to meet her, to attend a show. And we attended the show. And when I was there, I thought of giving her this stole which I had designed, and that was also with Katha. So we went there. I went there, and there were a lot many people. The who's who of the city was there, and I see, these 6 feet, 6.5 feet tall, these military guys were there. All had come from USA with some huge dogs. They were all over. And I went to one of them and I said I wanted to gift it to Mrs. Clinton. So he said that, you can't give it her directly, but I will send it to you. We will send it to her. So I was sure that it's not going to reach her, because there were so many people around, who had come from her security, and they were huge, these checkings going on. So he took the stole from me, and I completely forgot about it. After 6 months, I think it was October or November, I remember Jeff. He was the director of American Center here. So Jeff calls me, Akti Mitra, are you there in your studio? In my studio? I said, yes, of course. I said, I have a surprise for you. He said, please come over. And Jeff comes and he says that, Mrs. Clinton has sent it to you, this letter. So I was completely taken aback. I was so happy. I seriously couldn't believe that, even after 6 months, she would remember to send me that letter of appreciation, that thank you, Agnimitra, for the beautiful stone. And that envelope had that uh, Washington, D.C. White House. I have that envelope, with me. I don't have it right now here. So it was such a great feeling. I was complete. It's one of my, what do you say, precious possessions in my life.
I think Agnimitra is all karma, right? The good deeds you do all the time, so it comes back in different forms.
Definitely,
So,
definitely. I
of
completely
course,
believe this.
so does this inspire you to come to even politics? Because now you are, I don't want to say like the politics, but a political world by helping more the society. How you get into this field because you're already in that glamorous world, right? You're a fashion designer, like world renowned fashion designer. You have all the glamour and the stage and the limelight. You have everything. Politics I guess it's a something different, थोड़ा हटके है इससे, right? So
Mm.
how you decide, like when you decided, what inspired you to come to politics?
See, I was, for the last 10 years, I have been working very closely with a number of NGOs. Loreto Convent School. They have 5 schools in Kolkata, and they run a school for the underprivileged children who are there on the footpath of Calcutta. So what happened was one of the girl, she was I think 4 to 5 year old. They are sleeping on the footpath. These underprivileged children with their families, and this 4.5 year old girl, she got raped. And then Sister Cyril of Loreto, she decided to open a school called Loreto Rainbow Homes. And these Loreto Rainbow Homes are run by Loreto on the terrace. They have these schools on the terrace where these footpath girls, they stay in Loreto on the terrace. They learn painting, they learn recitation, everything. They are there. They are going to school. So I was made the brand ambassador of Loreto Rainbow Homes. Then I was working very, very closely with an organization called the Bengal. It's again an NGO. We were working with a project called the Pronam. I think you have heard about this project called the Pronam,
Mm-hmm.
which we did with the Kolkata police, where we are giving all kinds of help to the senior citizens of Kolkata under Kolkata police. So this is like giving help, legal help, uh, giving medical help. You need blood, you need a doctor, you need a ambulance. We are giving that. Wishing people on their birthdays. These elderly citizens, taking them for picnics, for movies. So it was a wonderful project. It's still going on. We have I think almost 19,000 members right now. And nowadays in Kolkata and in India, with children, they are working in different cities or in different countries, and elderly parents, they are alone. Either the father is there, the mother has died, or the mother is there, the father has died, or they are very elderly couples staying alone. And we had cases of elderly citizens being murdered. We were listening, we are getting these news, which is happening in and around Kolkata as well as other parts of India. So that is the region. This project was started in 2009, and this was a wonderful project. So I am part of many such NGOs. And when I was working with these, I thought, why not do something more? Because in NGO you are doing with for a few hundred. But if I want to touch heart of crores, then the only option is joining politics. If you really want to do
True.
something for the people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was one reason, which made me think of coming into politics. Because in India, still now, I mean, it's everywhere. I think not only in India, that you still feel that politics is a dirty world, and usually family or your parents wouldn't encourage you to, join politics. This is one very strong reason which I had, and the second reason was Mr. Narendra Modi, my honorable Prime Minister. I After he came in 2014, I joined BJP in 2014 when he came into power, when he was made the Prime Minister. I started working actively from 2019, but I was a member of Bharatiya Janata Party from 2014. And this is a leader whom I look up to. I think this is a leader who has taken India, who is taking India, much, much ahead. And I'm so happy the way he has positioned India globally. And you know it as an Indian, as an NRI, you know that how the entire world now looks up to India. India is at a different league altogether. So I would love to work with him, under his leadership, and that is the reason, why I have joined Bharatiya Janata Party. Not any other party, but Bharatiya Janata Party. So I'm very proud. I'm very, very proud, working right now.
We are also glad to have you, as a social activist, as a political leader there. We need somebody like that, who will think about people from a different aspect. It's not about their own needs, but for
Yes,
others. So
yes,
that's
yes.
very important. Like,
And we
think
need,
somebody else
we
pain like
need
your own and work
absolutely.
for
And I
that.
feel that the people like us, people like you, educated people, fresh blood, we need to come to the forefront, in politics, so that more and more youth gets inspired and they join. It's not politics, it's called nation building. So let's come forward and do the work together, I feel. And even if 10 people, 10 women, or 10 men and women get inspired by me, that if Ogdimitra can do it, why can't I? I think my work is done.
I'm sure, Ognimitra, you inspired a lot, not 10, but I think like in hundreds, I think you are inspiring them. Thank you. And again, sometimes there is a media coverage, what you're doing, sometimes there is no media coverage. That also I know about. So that's another wonderful thing. Sometimes we do for different reasons, but what you are doing with media coverage and without, it shows like you really meant to do that. It's like it's coming
You
from your heart.
don't need the coverage. Actually, you don't need. Sometimes, it's okay. I mean, my team and the entire team that works with me, they say that you need the media coverage so that people knows that what work you are doing. It is important for your, the profession that you have chosen right now. Let people know that you are there to help them out. For that also you need that people know that what you are doing. But sometimes, there is a lot of pleasure in doing something very silently, and that can be just, like after the Amphan cyclone, there were no electricity, no water, as I told you, in many parts in Kolkata. And there were people, unknown people who were calling me and saying that Didi, amar baite, I have elderly, I'm talking in Bengali, I have elderly person at home. I desperately need the electricity because my mom needs a machine, that oxygen machine called IPAB, who has problem in taking oxygen. They need that IPAB machine. So I need, that electricity very, very urgently. And I have spoken to the company over here, CESC people. After a few hours, I hear that electricity has been restored in their house. It's a great thing. Or a phone call, maybe somebody, a small child who's suffering from meningitis, has come from Midnapur to Kolkata, to one of the hospitals here, government hospitals. Didi, there is no doctor is looking after the child. 2 days have passed and he's not getting any treatment. Didi, please do something. And then, by God's grace, I get in touch with the doctor, and the boy starts getting the treatment, proper treatment. And a few days back, he was released. He went back home. So for these, you don't need publicity. It's so much of happiness and satisfaction that you get. Just a clip in the paper or a clip in the media doesn't make that much of a difference.
That's make you different from others, Ognimitra. So beautiful. So coming back to the fashion world, when you are coming over here to do shows.
Yes, I was there. I think in 2015,
Mhm.
October. I was there in Houston. We had a lovely show there, a very, very successful show. And then we had a sale also. We had a great bumper sale over there. It was a great experience. In Houston, I loved, and I would like to take this opportunity to again thank, the people of Houston for supporting me so much. I had plans to go this year for the Vishwa Bongo সম্মেলন that you all have usually on the 4th of
NBC.
July, starting on the 4th of
Uh-huh.
July, NIBC. But this time it got cancelled because of COVID. So let's see, next year probably I'll be there if everything is under control.
Hope to see you in person soon, Ognimitra.
Thank you.
Of
Of course, I look
course.
forward to it.
Same here. And what is your next project coming up? Coming up, I know during this Corona and all the cyclone, everything is got delayed or postponed. But what was your next event coming up for as a fashion designing one?
See, for as a designer, I have designed for a film called Obhijatri. This film is a very interesting period film. It's it's the fourth fourth part, the next part of Opu's trilogy. Pather Panchali, Opu's Shankar, that Opu's trilogy. It's after that. So I'm the designer, costume designer of that film, and we were supposed to release it, but then plans got haywire because of the COVID and Amphan. So this is a film which I'm really looking forward to, because a film which is a completely black and white film, it is not a colored film, and working on a black and white film as a designer is very challenging because you need to choose fabrics, textiles which has that feel, that you can see that feel in a black and white film. The fineness of a fabric or the coarseness of a fabric needs to be felt by the viewer. And again, the next challenge is something, a film made by Satyajit Ray, and you are doing the costume designing of the next part. That is, I think, the biggest challenge. But
It's an
again,
honor and a pressure at the same time.
absolutely. And I want to thank my director, Mr. Shubhrajit Mitro, for doing this film. And he's kind of the captain of the ship. He guided us, all the department HODs, how to take it forward. And it has turned out very, very well. So I would also like all your viewers to please keep an eye on this film. And once it's released, please watch it.
Sure, we are
Obijat.
looking forward to it.
Film is
Now,
Obijat.
because we know you are the one who designed, so we are more eager to watch it now.
Thank
That's
you. Thank
wonderful.
you.
That's a what, like, you know what, Ognimitra, I don't want to even finish it. I just want to talk to you for the whole night, and I know I will learn more about you as we will go forward. But because of our time constraint, we
Right.
unfortunately cannot move forward more. But
Right.
we cannot let you go like that. We know you are a very good singer also.
Not at all.
So
I'm not a good singer. I mean, I never had training. I would love to, learn singing, but we two sisters, my mom always wanted me to be in the dance. I learned dancing. I learned Kathak, and my sister learned singing. But I always, I love singing, and I thought, why not take training? I didn't get any formal training. For 3 months, I had a sir called Topan sir he was training me. Because of my busy schedule, I couldn't continue it. And now, now that lockdown is going on, I think, as I said, that nothing goes waste in life. This lockdown is also a boon. And for me, I feel, I have utilized this time in learning or trying to learn singing from Google or YouTube. So I have been just kind of trying my luck. But I'm not a good singer at all. Seriously.
so can we be the lucky one to hear one song from you?
No, I'll just try. Now that you told me, I'll just try.
Please.
I'll just take out the lyrics.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm really very nervous.
It's us only, it's you and me only, don't worry. You cannot see anybody else.
Yeah. আজ মন চেয়েছে আমি হারিয়ে যাব, হারিয়ে যাব আমি তোমার সাথে। আজ মন চেয়েছে আমি হারিয়ে যাব, হারিয়ে যাব আমি তোমার সাথে। সেই অঙ্গীকারে রাখি পরিয়ে দিতে কিছু সময় রেখো তোমার হাতে। আজ মন চেয়েছে আমি হারিয়ে যাব, হারিয়ে যাব আমি তোমার সাথে। কিছু স্বপ্নে দেখা, কিছু গল্পে শোনা, কি ছিল কল্পনা জালে প্রাণে বোনা। কিছু স্বপ্নে দেখা, কিছু গল্পে শোনা, ছিল কল্পনা জালে প্রাণে বোনা। তার অনুরাগে রাঙা তুলির ছোঁয়া, নাও ভুলিয়ে নয়ন পাতে। আজ মন চেয়েছে আমি হারিয়ে যাব, হারিয়ে যাব আমি তোমার সাথে। তুমি তুমি ভাসাও আমায় এই চলা স্রোতে, চির সাথী রইব পথে। তুমি ভাসাও আমায় এই চলা স্রোতে, চির সাথী রইব পথে। তাই যা দেখি আজ সবই ভালো লাগে, এই নতুন গানের সুরে ছন্দ রাগে। তাই যা দেখি আজ সবই ভালো লাগে, এই নতুন গানের সুরে ছন্দ রাগে। কেন দিনের আলোর মতো সহজ হয়ে এলে আমার গহন রাতে। আজ মন চেয়েছে আমি হারিয়ে যাব আমি তোমার সাথে, সেই অঙ্গীকারে রাখি পরিয়ে দিতে, কিছু সময় রেখো তোমার হাতে, আজ মন চেয়েছে আমি হারিয়ে যাব আমি অনুস্মিতা তোমার সাথে।
আমারও অগ্নিদি মনে হচ্ছে তোমার সাথে এবার আমি হারিয়ে যাই, আরো কত কিছু শুনি। Maybe next time we will get more time to listen from you
নিশ্চয়ই
more. And thank you
নিশ্চয়ই।
so much. It's our honor to have you here. And
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। আর
thank you.
আজকে আমাকে এখানে ইনভাইট করার জন্য অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ। আজকে ডিজিটাল ওয়ার্ল্ডের জন্য যে এত দূরে আমরা অথচ কত কাছে চলে এসেছি, এবং এই অপরচুনিটি দেওয়ার জন্য, এত সুন্দর একটা আড্ডা দেওয়ার জন্য অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ। এবং তোমার দর্শকদেরও জানাই আমাকে যে এই টাইমটা তারা দিয়েছেন, আমাকে যে শুনেছেন, তার জন্য অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ। ভারত মাতার জয় হোক, জয় হিন্দ।
Thank you.